Will, good afternoon. It's gone 12. Welcome to our podcast. This is the BOWRA podcast, one of hopefully many we will do in the future. I'm going to ask you a set of questions, and hopefully you can answer them in a way that is that feels good to you, that is truthful to you, etc. And hopefully it'll be a powerful statement for all those listening in to understand your journey. And my first question to you is, what was the cause of your injury?
So, unfortunately for me, I didn't react very well to COVID. So I got COVID back in May 2020. And, along with the sticky blood and narrow carotid arteries and the nasty cough, ended up having a bilateral carotid artery split. And then that caused a blood clot downstream of the splits. And that went to my brain, and that was it, keeled over in the bedroom.
Okay, you were at home at the time?
Yeah, fortunately.
Fortunately. Why fortunately?
Well, because my career, I spent a lot of time abroad, and
okay.
Yeah, it could have been terrible. We've never been the other side of the world, and that happened.
Well, yeah, different countries, healthcare, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Where did your injury occur? Well, you just said it was in the bedroom, but what year was that? You
2020.
2020, you did say. So you actually received a BOWRA bag during that period of time. What was when the BOWRA bag turned up? What do you think? What was this?
The great thing about the BOWRA bag is it's that sort of spark that lights the flame and gives you the inspiration to look deeper into Mark and when you hear, well, Mark's playing football or Mark's riding a bike and that kind of thing. This is stuff when you're lying in hospital, with half your body completely unable to function. That's very inspiring to hear that, well, there's someone who's been on the same journey as you, who's out there and playing football or cycling and that sort of thing. And you just think, well, I want that to be me.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to get to that place?
Yeah.
And
so, I mean, from other journeys that we've listened to, the fact that you, from your injury and you're in hospital, you've had whatever procedures required. You're now in there and you're starting your recovery, or you're not knowing where you're going to go with this recovery, and suddenly the BOWRA bag turns up. And to you, it was that spark. It said, there is life after this, and I'm going to make the best of it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's very difficult to picture what life's going to be like when you can't even stand up. It's quite scary. I was very active before, and, 2 young kids, it's a bit frightening to think, well, I might never be able to get out of bed again. But, maybe, if other people have, been on this journey and they've managed it, then, maybe I can do that myself.
Yeah. So in some respects, you were fortunate to be living where you were, to be living close to a school where Mark had some, not influence, but he was connected to, and then received the BOWRA bag from him. Did you know him before you received the BOWRA bag?
No, I didn't.
So this guy that had children at your children's school was already reaching out and helping you with something, with his charity for people with neurological injuries.
Yeah.
That's quite unique, really.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
So how does BOWRA help you now you've moved on from that period in hospital and a BOWRA bag?
Yeah, I think, definitely, gives me hope, that, I watch Mark and he's still seeing improvements, 10 years down the line post-stroke. When you're in hospital, they pretty much tell you after 18 months, don't really think about getting any more improvements. But, latest medical research shows actually, you will see improvements if you keep going and have this unrelenting pursuit of recovery, and, you can still get better. So, that's really inspired me to keep going with that, the rehab side of things. And, it's hope, I think, confidence as well that, again, to keep going. And, I think especially socially, with BOWRA, we get together, the buddies as a group. And again, we all have a little bit of an idea of what our problems are, whether they be physical or mental or whatever. And, I think if we can sit in a group and talk and share ideas, I've had so many great ideas from the other buddies of things, little improvements that I can make in my life that have helped me and made life easier for me. And, that's something that, without the BOWRA group, just wouldn't have had that kind of input.
But BOWRA is, it's a Dorset County charity, but it has global reach. We've actually sent BOWRA bags to the USA, to Australia. So it's not. We have a lot of reach with regards to the BOWRA bag, and we have a lot of reach in the UK. We have BOWRA members that live in Manchester and London, and they come down and participate in our events and so forth. So they don't do it all the time. What's out of all the events that you do, and I know you play golf, and I know you do cycling and all these sort of things, and you've actually got your own bike now. What is the things you like doing? I mean, bearing in mind we do have special activities as well. So have you done the surfing?
Yeah.
So you've done the surfing, and we do the fun things like the triathlon and stuff like that. Can you tell us about those experiences?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it's just the range of activities that have been on offer, and again, a lot of thanks goes out to the staff at BOWRA who go out, and they find these things that they think will be suitable for us, and everyone has their individual problems, and you'll try an activity, and you might not be at the stage in your recovery where that works for you. You have people falling over at golf or whatever, but then the thing that I've found with my journey is that the more different things I try, is actually the things that seem to, it's the variety really. And you don't know what's going to work for you at that particular point in your recovery, but you've got to go out and give it a go and see. And it could be a disaster, or it could be, the best thing ever. And, I mean, just look at the list of the things that we've been doing with BOWRA. It's just incredible. The bowls, I mean, shooting, never thought I'd be doing acoustic shooting. I mean, absolutely incredible experience to do that. And the cycling again, BOWRA Foundation, they were very instrumental in helping me get a recumbent trike. So, now, again, with Mark's guidance, can get from my house to Hamworthy on a trike, or cycle around Poole Park or whatever. I mean, when you're lying in hospital, it's post-stroke.
Yeah, you think your
paralysed in
independence
bed,
is
and
gone.
just think, that's the absolute dream. The fact that you could be riding a bike somewhere, I mean, so and that helped realise that dream.
Yeah. And your new passion is golf.
Oh yeah, the golf. Wow. I mean, again, I never played golf before stroke, and and just again to be given that opportunity to go, and the generosity of the BOWRA Foundation as well, because he's always got to realise these things. They cost money and that sort of thing, and it's, to be able to get out there and to have a measurable. You can see
your improvement.
Exactly. I mean, and that's really important for stroke recovery. If you've got measurable and you can see improvement in that respect, then it really spurs you on to do better. And, a lot of us have a very competitive nature, and so, we want to improve.
For me, it's when you see, I mean, the variety of strokes, golf play, if you want to call it that you see, because Mark is a backhander. Backhand left-hander, you're a forearm right-hander, and then you've got Dave who's another forearm or left-hander forearm. So there's so much out there, and the fact that we've got a professional golf coach that's qualified in adaptive golf, that I think that pays dividends as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's just amazing to see the improvements. We've been doing it just over a year now, and even for me personally, the difference in balance and that kind of thing, just, to start with swinging a golf club, felt terrifically off balance and thought I was going to fall over, but, and now, hitting the ball 150 yards and, I mean, it's just amazing.
I think all these little initiatives that we have of connecting people, providing support systems, etc., is just effectively what BOWRA is all about. But anyway, thank you for coming in today for our podcast.
Well, I think I'd like to finish by saying thank you to the BOWRA Foundation as well for providing these amazing opportunities for us. And, it's really been an amazing journey and opportunity to meet some fantastic people. And Mark's inspiration, it's been brilliant. And, I think we're really challenging people's ideas of what they think life's going to be like post-stroke. And, I think, that inspires other people, then fantastic. So, thank you very much to BOWRA.